What up, Whiskey Ginger fans? Welcome back to the show. If it's your first time joining the show, welcome to the show. We got a good one for you today. Like my man Steve Harvey done say, a double banger, if you will. And ladies and gentlemen, I am on tour. Come see me. Next week, I'm going to be doing my little Michigander run in Grand Rapids and Detroit. And then me and the Bobo take off for Down Under. We go to Australia, New Zealand, and then Singapore. Go to badfriendspod.com for those tickets. Then when I come back, I go to New Orleans, San Antonio, Chicago, Illinois in the new year, Durham, Atlanta, Charleston, Philly, New York, Phoenix, San Francisco. We added a second show. San Diego added a second show. Boston added another show. And then Minneapolis added another show. Come see about me. Go to andrewsantino.com for those tickets. andrewsantino.com.
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Whiskey Ginger. My guest today is one of my favorite people on earth. I say that for all my guests, but I mean it once again today. It's Tom Papa.
Yeah.
Home free. Cheers.
Home free.
We are home free, and that's the name of his special. Take a sip.
Not bad.
Pretty good.
Not bad.
Home free is the name of his
Home free.
special. Available right now, but it's not free. You do have to pay to get it. That's a big thing.
Well, kind of. Not really.
No, it's free?
That's one of those things that you pay, you don't realize that you're paying it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
not
your
like,
Netflix
oh,
just-
I've got to pay now to get this. It's just like, if you were to look back at your credit card bill for the last 2 years, you're like, oh, I pay for Netflix and Planet Fitness and this and that. They've been taking money from me for years.
I
It's one of those.
I got to tell you, I have a beef with Curves because they've been charging me for years, and I have not worked out there in a very long time.
That is mean. It's hard
Yeah.
to get out of those contracts.
Well,
but
yeah.
why would you want to get out of Netflix?
And right then, put in the sound. Although they recently changed their sound, didn't they? Now it's like a bow up. It's like more loud.
Is it?
Yeah, and I'm
didn't
sure the
notice
guy
that.
that was tasked to do that.
Yeah.
That took him years to figure out.
Oh, could you imagine the meetings of everybody listening?
It's just not there. Yeah, it's not there.
And then the head boss is like, I kind of like that one. And then they're like,
We love it. We absolutely love it. We can't stop loving it.
right?
I feel that way with
Right?
everybody in the business. I've said this before. My agents always do this game where I'll go, I don't know if I want to do that, and they'll go, honestly, it kind of sucks that I don't think you should. A day later, I could call and go, maybe that could be fun. And they'll go, it could be pretty cool, actually. Like it might be. It's such a bullshit trick and they get behind whatever you're already behind, so it makes you feel more balanced. You're like,
Yeah.
maybe I should give it a whirl. And they're like, give it a whirl.
Do you have a manager?
I don't have a manager. I don't have a lawyer.
Yeah.
All I have is an agent now. That's
Yeah,
it.
me too.
Yeah, that's
and
it.
The manager relationship was even
That more so that. Yeah, snaky.
more tentacly.
Yeah, more octopi.
more octopooty.
Yeah, more octopooty. It smells like octopooty in here. Like
Yeah.
whatever you need. Yeah, it felt a little.
Yeah.
It felt a little too hands on. And you strike me. Well, as
redundant.
much as I know you, you're a man who kind of takes the lead on everything on your own. I don't think you need to be shown. You seem to
No.
have figured everything out on your own.
Yeah. I had relationships at different points that seemed kind of valuable, whatever. But yeah, when you get it, if you're a young kid out there and you're looking to break into the biz, a manager will help you kind of create the vision and
Sure.
fulfill the vision. And after you're a comedian for a little bit, you're like, yeah, I kind of, not much to figure out
I think
here.
I got it, I
Yeah,
guess. How many
yeah.
years are you now?
30.
Isn't that cool?
30.
30. Was this year your 30th year?
No, this is my 31st year.
Yeah, curving over into 31.
Yeah.
It's kind of incredible to think about that.
So incredible.
30 years.
So crazy.
And they've loved you for 2.
Yeah, 98 and 99.
That was your golden years,
It
baby.
was really,
I always say that
all
after
those
Y2K.
Y2K jokes.
Right after that, you couldn't do those
Cheers,
anymore, and
come
that was the
on,
beginning of
come
the end.
on.
Cheers, baby, to Y2K, to P Diddy. Ooh. Good luck, bud.
Wow.
He's gone forever, huh?
Forever. Knowing nothing, you can just feel the amount
you
of
can feel it.
stuff they got.
Look this up.
It's
This is
deep,
crazy. Someone
deep.
said that there were like, call me a conspiracy theorist. There's a lot of music industry executives resigning the past couple of weeks.
Ooh.
from Warner, Atlantic, all this stuff.
Why? To flee?
I don't know. They were like, it seems pretty timely that there's a lot of resignations going on amidst his, because New York was the one that subpoenaed him, right? Or I think he was in the city, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
because he's in Brooklyn. He's in prison.
What did you find?
We have a list. Here are all the people who stepped down within 24 hours of Diddy's arrest.
Oh.
How many names is it?
How many?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
19! Dude,
Within
it's-
24 hours.
that's not, almost 1 an hour. That's not a conspiracy, by
And
the
they
way.
have sources for all of them.
Oh.
And can you name the companies? Can it just say the companies that they fell out of?
It doesn't say. Yeah, we're not gonna do the names, but I'll just say it says a music executive, president of fine arts, a different president, general manager of something, a coach, a Bay City, a mayor,
Jesus.
city councilman, a dean.
You don't resign
Wow.
unless they're gonna get yeah. Like there's no.
You know, when
way,
I was
dude.
when I was first out here all
Yeah.
those years ago, I was watching. I would be watching. Entourage was really popular.
Yeah, huge.
And I would watch that show, and my friends would be like, "Is that what it's like in L.A.?" And I'm like, "Maybe."
somewhere.
I'm here with 2 babies, and we're living in the Studio City, and I don't know, but it looks cool,
yeah, it
doesn't
looks
it?
rad. Yeah.
And I have that same feeling now. I'm like, so these parties were happening when I was going over the hill to go to the Comedy Store. That's what was happening up there.
As you crest
No
Mulholland,
idea, yeah.
an entire lube party was happening feet away from you, and you had no idea. I think it is one of those things where people have asked, you know, you guys must know the blah 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 blah, the inside.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm sure it does exist, but this validating it is even crazier. You're like, wow, I guess it is. I guess it, because even when I
that
said
does exist.
even when you say
Yeah.
it's true, you're like, yeah, maybe. Even still in the back of your mind, you're like, not really.
I like seeing the little clips of all the hints that people were dropping. Eminem,
Oh, Eminem's was wild.
his wild cat. Cat
Who?
had
oh, Cat Williams.
Cat
oh, yeah.
Williams.
Oh, well, dude, yeah.
He's
all over it.
All over
Yeah,
it.
he's all over it.
And yeah, just seeing like it's like when it happened in comedy,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was like, oh, the community knew about it for years, but now
Now
the world
now the
knows
world
about
knows.
it. It seems like this is one of those like,
this-
oh, everybody knew about it. They were rapping about it. We were probably singing along to it. Had no idea.
that white party. Yeah, we had no fucking clue. It is
idea.
pretty amazing to think that all this like fall from grace from other industries is other parts of the industry is
Mm-hmm.
weird, right? Like the resignation thing, that kind of blew my mind. It was like, wow, that many people are in cahoots with him or protecting him or whatever you want to call it.
Money.
It is. It's all money.
It's money. It's a
big,
big,
big
giant
money.
buffet. He has a giant buffet,
Ugh.
and a lot of people eat at it.
Yuck.
And yeah,
Give it
man.
all away. Give it all away, which is what you've been doing. And every single dollar that Tom's making on Home Free, he has told me he is donating. So please email gimmedhatmoney, tom@gmail.com. Say why you deserve his Netflix money, and we'll see if it gets your way.
Yeah, I hope. I'm just trying to help.
Do you do charity? Be honest.
Yes.
You do. Do you do
Yes.
it or you just donate?
I just donate.
Me too.
And it's very upsetting.
Nah, I
and
know.
you
But
know,
money is good too to give away.
here's something I've been thinking lately. I have been thinking more about it.
Yeah.
I think it's an age thing, and my kids are gone. You know, they've moved out,
Right.
and so but I'm still a dad. I still have that fatherly instinct, you know, and
Sure.
and the dogs are not grateful, so I don't get the return.
No, you don't get a face lick every once in a
Yeah,
while.
I do, and they
Yeah.
lay on top of me, but
Right.
they're also so needy, and
Sure.
you know, it just doesn't pay. But I was actually doing a bit about it last week at the Cellar, that I just don't know where to start. And it's like the people who really need you more than anything. The joke was, what do I just go to the worst part of LA? Do I just roll up into the worst part of LA? Hello, everyone.
Here I am.
It's me, Tom.
White Knight.
I've come from the good part of town. How can I help? Ow! Why am I bleeding? But I do feel that way. It's
Where do
like
you start?
I don't. You know, you can write checks and help nonprofits, but there's the thing of, and it's difficult with our schedule too. You
Yeah.
know? Like I want to be like more personally involved, and I always really thought I would be good at helping out at the Special Olympics, like that whole scene. And I really, I love those people. And I just watching, after being a parent and seeing how much work it is, and like that these families, it's even more work. And it's always on Saturdays and stuff, and I can't.
That's when we work.
And we work, and it's
well,
difficult.
we've got a connection if you need it.
You do?
Well, I pointed over there at McCone. I didn't mean that as saying he's special. I mean, he
Medalist?
is. His mother and father both worked for Special Olympics.
My mom's a special ed teacher, but my dad worked for Special Olympics of Minneapolis.
Oh,
and so when
beautiful.
Bobby and I did Family Feud, our winnings were donated to Special Olympics. That was what we played for the sake of his family. So that being said, now we've got you cornered. Now you don't have a choice. You have to do something. We're going to put you to the fire.
Yeah, but it's still kind of, you're doing your thing and giving the money.
No, but you can go donate your time at the Special Olympics. They need physical bodies there, don't they?
Yeah.
So you heard it here, America. If you do not see Tom Papa at the next Special Olympics donating his time, you can shun him for life and shame him in public. Sound good?
I do feel like bringing laugh to the world is important too. I mean, those people were sad before they came to the show.
That's right, they were. That is true. Now, when you were just in New York, back in New York, did you go to our
think
favorite
about you
little
every time.
our favorite little spot? We're not going to tell anybody. Maybe we have. We talked.
No, let's not.
We didn't tell anybody. We have a favorite
I
little
wrote
spot.
about it in my book, but I didn't put your name in it.
Oh, thank you. That would have
Yeah.
been nice to have my name.
No,
It's okay.
I know.
I'd like to be
places should
immortalized.
I'm trying to
I get
protect
it.
that place.
Well, we have a place in New York that we both very much love, and it is interesting. I cannot go to even the neighborhood without thinking of you and sending you a text usually.
Yep.
Or someone will mention it to me. This is even crazier. I think I sent you a text last time. I was with a mutual friend that mentioned it to me. And he was like, "Oh, yeah, I love it over there." I go, "Tom Papa and I, that's like our little little hideaway spot."
Yeah.
And he was like, "I love Tom Papa." I was like, "I better not catch you there seeing if he's there." I was like, "I better not see you snooping around just to see if you can talk to him."
I'd love it.
But
the one problem with that place,
Yeah. Well, there's two or three, but yeah.
my main problem, and I wrote about it in the book. That's why I wrote about it. Was they put a jukebox in it?
Yeah.
This obnoxious jukebox, putting horrible music.
Yeah.
So you got to try. I've done two things. It's like a wall unit. It didn't need it. It's this classic
Touch
New York.
tunes or whatever
You
it's
didn't need
called, yeah.
music. It's a place for conversation. It was perfect.
Yeah, it was.
No one was saying, "Where's the loud music?" Tz, tz, tz. Nobody was asking for that.
All right.
So I do two things, and these are very old man thingies. One time I unplugged it. It's a wall unit, and there's a plug right there.
That's so great.
You can unplug it if you wait till the songs transfer, so
Brilliant.
it's not in the middle.
And no one notices. Nobody
No
cares.
one noticed. I spent the next hour. The other thing is just put in your card and take it over,
Yeah.
and just go Sinatra, Tom Waits, whatever.
There you go.
Jazz, like something quiet,
Low key
background.
quiet. Right.
This is a place for conversation, to meet people in the neighborhood.
Yeah, the culture of the room, and people know this regardless of them knowing what we're talking about, but everyone listening, they've got the place where they like to go to with friends or alone. And the vibe of it is very comforting and quiet. It's very blankety, where you're like, it's nice, it's cozy. Community. So when you start to interject the new age stuff, it just loses what it was. It's weird. When they start doing that, you're like, you don't need that. How much money could you possibly be making from that jukebox? $50 a month? $100 a month? I don't know. How many people are playing that much music on there?
It's brutal. It really is
I don't
bad.
like that. I don't like the touch tune. That's what they are. Touch tunes. Isn't that what they're called?
I heard a study years ago at the dawn of the just pounding out of every club. And the study was that the louder the music is, the more isolated the customer feels, the more insecure the customer feels because they can't talk, the more they drink.
Oh, wow. Right.
So the louder the music, the more you drink because you are trying to fit in and you're feeling
uncomfortable. Wow, that's an interesting study. I mean, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm out somewhere that's too noisy, I already have a hard time in those situations. I never liked nightclubs. I just didn't love the culture. I love to go dancing.
Yeah.
Like if my wife or like friends were like, let's go get drunk and dance. Love that.
Yeah.
But like just a culture of a loud nightclub bar.
Yeah. No.
I can't hear you. I look stupid.
Even
I'm
in
uncomfortable.
college, right? Like even when you were
Yeah,
young.
I hated that. I like dive bars my whole life. I've always liked
Yes.
dive bars. I've been a sucker for a shitty bar.
Shitty bar with a with a ripped up pool table. I always said that my favorite places are places that you go into and you think, oh, this should have been closed down 20 years ago.
Right. We were at a place like that in San Francisco. We were in the basement, and the guy was like, "You got to check it out. There's a guy that lives here." I was like, "What? He lives in the basement?"
At
He's
the
like,
bar?
"Oh yeah, 100%." I thought they were full of shit. I go down there. There's like a stove, a fridge, his clothes drying. I was like, "Okay, great.
Yeah, perfect.
Should be closed down." But by the sake of the community, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't. It's kept alive. The fabric of the place is kept alive by it almost falling apart.
Yeah.
And once you start to put in touch tunes and all this other stuff, it goes to shit.
It goes to shit.
And by the way, have a bad soup on the menu. You got to have a bad soup on the menu. You got to have a soup on the menu that no one's eating, and it's fun to have. It's fun to have a split pea on there. No one's ordering it. Just throw it up there just because. I do love to see that. When a place has a shitty soup on the menu, I'm like, this is going to be good.
You ever do the drive from here up north?
Oh, yeah. Where? Like all the way
and
to
stop at Split Pea Anderson's?
in Solvang or whatever it's called?
Yeah, there's two locations.
Right. The other one, I've only been to the Solvang area one.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's got a big windmill out front.
Correct,
And,
yeah.
And their big thing is split
Split
pea
pea soup. No one's
terrible.
eating it.
I mean,
It's
that's what they use to make throw up in films.
Oh, is that really?
Yeah, I think in The Exorcist it was split pea soup. It was like that's what they use.
That
It
does
looks
sound
like,
right.
It looks like vomit.
Yeah, it does. It just has no. Well, also, I said this morning to a friend. I said, I'm not a big fan of like seasonal flavors. I think the flavor should last through the seasons. That's why I can't catch pumpkin. I've just never caught pumpkin. It's never bit me. Because pumpkin pie to me, I just never gotten down with squash pie. I don't understand. I don't get it.
Yeah.
And if to me, pumpkin is only seasonal because people will realize if we kept it year round that it's not good. I think it's a good trick. I think it's a holiday trick.
I just had this discussion this morning as well.
Did you really?
Yeah. And on my radio show.
But you like pumpkin.
I do like pumpkin.
I can feel it in your bones the
I
way
do.
you looked at me.
I'm like, there's a reason it's popular. There's a reason they're putting it in everything for
But
the
it's
last
only
10
a
years.
limited time.
So's Christmas.
Yeah, but that's Jesus' fault. We would keep doing Christmas. No, here's the thing. I think pumpkin has tricked us in the same way that we talked about this morning too. A recorder. Remember from Doot, doot. Absolutely useless.
Yeah.
We all had to play it for no reason. It had no practical use. Cursive was just as useless as the recorder, and they pounded into. I said, "What salesman was so good at Yamaha that was like every one of these kids is going to play recorder?" It was awful.
I bet there's some great musician out there who started on the recorder.
Who's the best recorder musician of all
I was
time?
gonna say there's a lot of famous songs that feature a recorder. Ruby Tuesday by the Rolling Stones, The Fool on the Hill by the Beatles, Stairway to Heaven.
Stairway to Heaven has a recorder in
That
it.
opening.
Yeah, but you have to play it backwards.
Yeah. That openings's not a flute.
Satan
That's a
loves the
recorder?
recorder.
That sounds like a flute.
But I'm saying it's a gateway drug to then the guitar or
But see, I'd
bass.
rather. I get that, but for me, it was such a wind instrument is such a. I have such a lack of interest. String should have been it. They should have gone. You want to try a violin or a guitar?
Yeah.
These are the two kind of people that,
That
you're
would've been
really going to
nice.
capture. You want to try a violin or you want to try a guitar?
Tough to put a violin in a tube sock,
Really hard.
right?
Really hard.
That was your carrying case.
I know, a little tube sock. It's so funny. Because you lost that, the thing it came in, you lost that within a day or two. No one found those.
And
They were gone.
What's funny to think about it now is that the teachers, like, it didn't last. Like, you did it for like a year.
Maybe, yeah.
And like, no teacher was like, "We need more of this."
right. That was
Right?
it, right?
They were like, "Whoa, I got recorder this year." Oh shit!
No shit, really? Aren't we canceling that next year? It's like, we keep pushing. We keep pushing and they won't do it.
That guy, someone's getting paid from Yamaha.
But see, let's go back. Somebody with the pumpkin has tricked us to being like, it should be a seasonal drink because when you take it away,
Well,
people pine for it.
If
Can't
I,
get pumpkin all year round.
I'm not a farmer, but I do know some.
Yeah,
And if you're in the Northeast, the pumpkins do have a season.
sure.
They're coming from the ground in the fall.
But we have enough things that do have seasons that we get them out of season anyway.
I know, but that's LA, and that's
We
why
overgrow, we chemically grow. Yeah,
and
we're
you're
doing
like, it looks like a tomato. Why does it taste like nothing? That's really weird.
It tastes like a dog toy.
I do. I'm a sucker for holidays and season changings.
See, I do like this. I am a sucker for the holidays. I believe it's so important to get the family. That thing I like. But you're not going to trick me with spicy drink. You're not going to trick me with spicy drink.
It's become
Would you ever have eggnog outside of December?
never.
Precisely. Eggnog and
But
and
whenever
pumpkin,
it comes rolling around,
you have a sip.
do you ever hear of a Tom and Jerry?
What's Tom and Jerry?
It's an eggnog adjacent drink in Chicago.
Tom and Jerry.
I had it at there's a bar.
Is it eggnog and liqueur?
It's like eggnog and
What's in the
snot?
Tom and Jerry
Is it
drink?
Snot?
Snot? Is it? Is it something from your
It's
feet?
the Tom and Jerry.
It's eggs or egg whites, powdered sugar, brandy, and rum.
Brandy.
You're adding brandy to an eggnog,
Yeah, brandy
essentially.
to an eggnog.
Only comes around during the holidays.
Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, the Tom and Jerry. And, you know, you're not going to drink that all the time. I'm just thinking of Dave Attell. I forget what the joke was, but the punch was basically about eggnog. Elf cum.
Elf cum. That's right.
Right.
Elf cum. You can't have
Yeah.
elf cum all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I get that. Yeah. But also, I just think it fits in the category of this is a fool's game. I'm going to
You
feel
like turkey?
Absolutely not.
Like a big turkey?
No, this is the thing. My family now for Thanksgiving, we cook a roast.
Right.
Yeah, we have meat. Turkey is not for me.
Right.
I've deep fried it. You know, my wife's uncle had it deep fried. I've had that a couple times. I still go, okay,
Yeah.
it's okay.
I have a quandary this Thanksgiving. I've hosted for the last, 12 years, maybe longer. And my kids are back east. And one wants to come home, one wants to stay. And I'm like, do I give up hosting and go to someone else's shitty Thanksgiving?
You plant your flag. You make them come here.
Make them come here.
Yeah, 100%. What are we talking about? You're Papa.
Yeah, I host.
Literally.
I don't want to just be at someone else's Thanksgiving and like talking to some strange aunt.
But also, you're a true host.
Yeah.
You're a bread making. You are
Yeah.
you're kind of the voice of the rhythm of the night. You have to host.
All right.
You can't go to some other
you.
dickhead's house. That's going to ruin it.
Thank you.
He's going to make you take off your shoes. You're going to have weird socks on. You're going to feel uncomfortable.
Yep. Here's not to be too crude, but say I stay over, and this is like family, but it's my sister's probably or something.
Sure.
You Thanksgiving, you're eating, drinking. Where you? What am I gonna?
Where are you going?
Drop it in the guest bathroom.
In the hallway
foyer?
bathroom? Oh my God! In the
You know
front
what I
room
mean?
bathroom?
I mean, where do you go?
What a
You're like
nightmare.
a caged animal.
No basement?
No
Because
basement.
basement's always my refuge. Whenever I'm somewhere back in the Midwest
Yeah.
and I need to peel one, basement it is. Basement is a saving grace. I mean, it literally solves all your problems. You need to make a call, go to the basement. When you're young, you want to hook up with a girl, you go to the basement.
It's true.
If you want to drop a grumper, if you're a little too stoned when you come home and your mom might find out, you go to the basement.
You know that you're actually shining a light on the problem with this whole Los Angeles experiment.
No basements.
There's no basements.
It's funny, when we were moving into our new place, we saw one house with a basement in Sherman Oaks, and I was like, "This has." She was like, "Yeah, and it's got a basement level room area," and I was
I
like,
didn't even know what to call
She
it.
had no clue. I went down. I was like, "This is it. This is it." And my wife was like, "This is definitely. We don't like this house at all." I was like, "But it has a fucking basement.
But we can make out down here.
We can be hooking up down here."
We can beanbag chairs and we can make out down here, and no one's gonna catch us.
It was my favorite place. It was a place of safety.
Yeah.
If
love
I
the
came home
basement.
late and I was too drunk or a little too stoned,
Yep.
and I didn't want to wake my parents up, I could sneak down to the basement.
Yep.
I could have something to eat and drink.
Outdoor doors or go through the house.
You could go through the house, but they would never be able to. They would know I maybe came home, but my dad's definitely not walking downstairs. No chance. Too much. What's going on? What is he
He's
doing?
home. At least he's here.
He's down there. I saw the. He's down there. Yeah, he's alive. He might be bleeding out in the basement, but he's down there.
But he's in the basement.
We'll find him in the morning. That was my
Yeah.
place of safety net. And LA, I've said this before. When your kids are in high school, if they bring a boyfriend or girlfriend over,
Yeah.
where do they hang? Living room or their room?
They would go to their room.
See, my dad would never let us go to our room,
Yeah.
and door has to be open anyway.
I would say door open, but you kind of declare these rules and don't follow up.
Right, you let it just live. Yeah,
It's like, there's ways around it.
right. Of course.
As long as they know that they're crossing the line, they'll be a little sneakier or
Yeah.
it wouldn't have at least they know Dad says this is too far.
Right. We're breaking
everything,
it anyway.
right? Yeah.
right. Yeah, well, that was my thing. My dad was like, girls in the room. He was like, your mother's here.
Was he strict?
Yeah, like it was interesting. As I've gotten older, the world has cracked open, and now it's a different time, with him and I. But like
Yeah.
when I was younger, yeah, but I was also a shithead. I was a shithead. I was a troublemaking, mediocre at school at best, always trying to find trouble.
Yeah.
So I deserved all the strictness because I was a fuck up.
Sure.
Right.
And his strictness, like, it carried weight.
Oh, yeah. He was, yeah.
My dad, too. My dad was very strict.
Yeah, it was bad news.
And, like, when I think of my fathering my children and my declarations, it was suggestions to my children.
Right.
Like, when my father said something like, no door, you're not having a girl in there with a door closed. You were like, yeah, no, I won't.
Yeah, that's insane. I would never do that.
I won't because you'll kill me.
I don't want to get beat in front of this girl.
Right,
That's crazy. I don't want to get
exactly.
struck in front of a woman I like.
And you have to really get to a place for your kids to feel that fear. Like you have to ratchet it up. I mean, my kids say that my younger says that I was scary at times as a dad, and it wasn't. Which I'm just trying to. It means you don't have to really ratchet it up. Just being a dad carries a lot of weight.
Sure.
But nothing. My kids have my kids at 1 a.m. would be slamming doors and laughing with their friends as I'm trying to sleep. Like, I was a ninja walking around that house because I didn't want that man to wake up and destroy me. I mean, like, doors, I would shut doors. Like, I would get the knob.
Do I know how
and
to
then
do that?
Close it and then let it latch.
You know
what I mean?
The trick of what you do is you push the door and using your own body weight, you're pulling at the same time because this will enact this slow close. Do I know that all too well?
I
Unbelievable.
know.
Sometimes, and this is pre-cell phone. Yeah. So if I was going to the bathroom and I know the light in the bathroom would turn, they would see it enough.
Yeah.
I'd pee in the dark. I'd sit down and pee in the dark because I'm not going to turn on a light and piss him off. What are you doing? And it's like, fuck. If I got a what are you doing? If I got a what are you doing? I knew he was pissed off because if we were like, stoned and my sister is and we're opening up a cabinet or a drawer and something slams too hard, and then we both turn at each other like, what are you doing? It's like, oh my God!
I know.
He's livid. He's gonna kill us.
But I got so good at all of it.
Yeah.
Like my skills of being a ninja around the house and not waking them. Once I had a girlfriend and I had a car, I could scale out of my window of my bedroom onto the garage roof, slide down to the deck.
What?
Push the car into the street, my little Corolla, Toyota Corolla, and go to her house.
Holy
and
shit.
climb in her window, have fun, and then come back and climb back back into my bed.
Jesus.
Never got caught.
This is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Where you were living in a John Hughes movie.
Yeah, it really was.
You'd throw the car in neutral and then do the rollout.
I would when
was it
when I would come home
stick?
for curfew, always on time. I would park in the top of the driveway, and then when I would come out, I would put a piece of wood underneath, let the thing put it in neutral.
Yeah.
Push it into I could still, all you would hear, and then we had a little like street down to the main street, so you would just have to get down that hill. So I would jump in and just let it, I could hear the
Coasting
tires
down.
just on the rocks.
The weight of the tires on gravel. Oh my God.
And then when I got to the bottom, turn it on and go over to her
That's incredible.
house. It was so great.
You never got caught.
Never got caught.
Wow.
And they hate hearing it to this day.
Right.
They can't believe I one time I ran out of gas on the way home.
Oh shit.
At 3 a.m, and I had a hose, like I had a little kit in the back.
Yeah.
And I just took from some guy's gas tank, just a hose enough.
A siphon?
Like a siphon.
Wow.
And I would get enough from his gas tank, run over, put it into mine. And I did it like 8 times and put a little in the carburetor and got home. And I climbed into bed smelling like gasoline. But I was so proud of myself that I didn't get caught.
Your dad's like, what were you doing last night? You hooking up with a girl? It's like, no, I was changing radiator fluid. I was down at the shop with the boys.
In here, we pour whiskey.
Oh boy, it's my favorite time of year. It's the end of the baseball season, beginning of the basketball season. in the middle of the football season. And that's why Prize Picks is here. And right now on Prize Picks, you can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. Pretty great. Prize Picks is the best way to get in on the action in over 30 states, including California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas. Real money, baby, with Prize Picks. And with Prize Picks, you pick, right? Is LeBron going to drop over 30? Is Mahomes going to pass for more than 270 or something like that? Huh? Who knows? You might know. That's why you got to sign up and use Prize Picks, okay? Also, you want to play Prize Picks alongside Drewski, Joe Budden, and MMA champ Sean O'Malley? You can now find community plays under the promos tab of the app to view entries from some of the biggest names in the Prize Picks community each week. Pretty cool. Play with some of your favorite celebrities, people you can pretend to be your friends. That's what I like to do. I like to beat out some of those guys. Drewski, I'm going head-to-head against Drewski, taking him down. So, how do you get in on the action? Download the app today and use the code WHISKEY to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 line up. Okay? Prize Picks, run your game. This episode of Whiskey Ginger is brought to you by BetterHelp. I've talked pretty heavily on the show about BetterHelp. I'm a big promoter of therapy. I'm a big promoter of speaking to someone. We're all going through something, all right? Everybody is. I don't care who you are, where you're from, how rich or poor you are. You're going through something, and it's nice to talk to somebody because we've all got little stuff that we're internalizing. And it's really nice to be able to chat with someone. And the best part about BetterHelp is it's the comfort of your own home. You know, you don't got to leave. Don't got to go anywhere. That's why I love it. Sometimes I do it even from my car. I've done that. I've done a little pullover BetterHelp sesh. And if you're someone that maybe wants to talk to someone and don't know who to talk to because you don't, want to talk to someone that you know very closely, you want to kind of private. If you're thinking about starting therapy, why not give BetterHelp a try? It's entirely done online, like I said, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. You fill out a brief questionnaire, no wrong answers. You get matched with a licensed therapist. You can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge, all right? Overcome your fears with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/whiskey today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/whiskey.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Now, did you and your high school friends have like a shitty hangout spot that you could go late night or after hours, or where was your get together spot?
Yeah, it was always at someone's house.
Always at a house.
Always someone's house. Like
Right.
my friend Barbara's house, she had the great basement.
Yeah.
Like that was the place, and her parents weren't really paying attention.
I love that family.
They were the best.
I love that family.
They were so
The mom
great.
comes out smoking a cigarette. What are
Yeah.
you guys doing? What's going on?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, by the time like she was a teenager, they'd been through it. They're like, whatever.
yeah.
So we would always go hang there. I mean, the meeting place, because we had no phones,
Right.
you would drive to the Dairy Queen. It was one of those outdoor Dairy Queens with the big parking lot around the
Yeah. Oh,
around
yeah.
the thing under the neon light. And that's where you would go check in. And you'd come up and, they're going to Lou's house. Oh, okay. Where's Brian? Oh, we're going to meet. And that was our little...
That was your meeting house.
Yeah. And then you'd branch off and go.
DQ.
Yeah.
We had me and a couple of real high class dudes would go smoke pot. My buddy worked at a I don't know if it was an Arco at the time, but it was a gas station. But we would go get high in the garage because it was also a mechanic's garage. But the garage was separate of where his little work hub. And the gas station didn't get a lot of business. So we would just sit in the garage, get high on a tire.
Yeah.
And sit and talk all night. And no one would bug us because the guy
So
that owned the
great.
place never would come by. It never. I didn't know who owned it.
So great.
He and our high school buddy worked there, and we would steal drinks out of the freezer.
And that was mostly cash.
It was all cash.
All cash.
All cash back then.
I remember my buddy working there, and we would like pull and get gas. He would give us gas and money.
We did the same scam. When I worked at McDonald's, we used to. We ended up all getting fired because we all stole. But we would do is friends would come up. We would charge them for the smallest thing we could do, an apple pie.
Yeah.
And all we would do is go to one of the guys in the kitchen and be like, hey, it's a double order of cheeseburgers that they didn't get. And so we would just get as much as we could. And they caught on so fast. No one cared.
Yeah.
But so my friends would leave with $20 worth of McDonald's, which is
lot.
so much food.
Yeah.
But we do that all the time. And the fact that we didn't get reprimanded for almost a year is
Yeah.
mind-blowing to me.
Just these crazy kids just
trying to scam.
having fun.
You just want to scam, but you're hurting nobody.
But we had no money.
Yeah, we had nothing.
We had no money.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how. My kid, I have one in college now, and like they order Postmates and
Yeah.
they like Uber. I mean,
Delivery all day, every day.
Yeah, and there's a Starbucks on campus and a Jimmy John's and a
Whose money is that they're using?
mine.
That's right.
Mine, and
Yeah.
I can't keep track of it. Like I can't. I've tried to take her off my phone.
Impossible.
It's impossible.
No,
she
good luck.
has. She has a way. She has a way of taking it without me even like seeing it.
Right.
Like it never records anywhere.
No. She's never pinged.
Like I've had to change my credit card because of my daughter. For real. And I remember being in college and being like get five friends
Yeah.
to put all the money they had in a pot for one pizza.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. We used to go to Del Taco because Tuesday was Taco Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And it was 25-cent tacos.
Yeah.
And this is so stupid. Our entire floor, we would go to Taco Tuesdays, and the competition was how many tacos can you eat? And whoever eats the most gets this pool of money for next week or whatever.
Yeah.
And this kid, Steve, I think at one point ate 24 tacos, 23 or 24 tacos. And it was, I mean, not only was it a record, he was also like, well, I'm good. I don't need to eat for 3 days, which was also the goal. Could I keep this in my stomach? Could I have Del Taco in me for 3 days?
Yeah.
And genuinely, there'd be
Yeah.
like a day later and be like, "Should we go get food?" He's like, "I'm still full from Taco Tuesday. It's Friday, but I'm good."
Isn't it funny to think back at those things like now where you are as a grown up and like what you need to be comfortable?
Yeah.
It's like in the beginning of stand up, like I would get a bacon, egg, and like the comic strip would pay me $8
Yeah.
to do a late night spot. And that was enough to get a bacon, egg, and cheese at the bagel shop up the street. And like you said, like you could keep that and divvy it up.
Sure.
You'd have it in the morning and then you'd have it at night. And then,
Yeah.
And like the thought of that now, and I was happy as just happy as a clam.
Probably the happiest you've ever been.
So happy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
happy making $8 a night that I needed. Like if you told me I had to live off $8 a night,
$8.
and I'd be like, so what else is in the bank? Nothing. Well, how many credit cards? You have no credit cards. So $8 a night. Okay. I would just lie down on the ground and die. Right?
It is. It's incredible. We've somehow found the best way. I used to go the 2 for 1 cheeseburgers at Burger King was my meal. 2 for $1 was like, that's how I cruised by the first half of my career because I couldn't afford anything else. And I thought burgers will last me. 2 for $1. But that would last me. I mean, that would genuinely get me because I would usually try to sneak a breakfast, somehow get out something. Lunch, I almost never ate. Lunch was
Yeah.
not even a real thing. That's
You
not
didn't
a
even
real.
consider it.
Well,
didn't need it.
I had a day job working for a movie studio, and they would have snacks. So sometimes I could get like, they'd get deli meat sometimes, and I used to beg the guy to get. I was like, "What if we order more honey turkey this week?" You know what I mean? Who's coming in this week? What director is going to come in this week?
I hear he loves
He
turkey.
loves honey turkey. He also loves these chips. Very specific. It's sour cream and cheddar. But I used to be the PA, so I had to help organize. So I
Yeah.
would always try to nudge the dude in the mailroom who got the orders to be like, "Dude, let's try to get some." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For us. But
Absolutely.
I took home food
Yeah.
pretty much every day from there, and any facet that I could take home, whatever it was, whether they got like grapes or something. And
Yeah.
people were like, you know, the executives would be like, "Who's eating this shit?" I'm like, who's eating all this crap?
Just gonna throw it out.
I'll throw it out. I'll
Yeah.
throw it out. Go out to my car.
Now, do you ever think about when you're an old person
Mm-hmm.
and you're done with all this, and maybe you do like 1 or 2 like guest roles in TV, but
Sure.
no one really wants to hear you talk on a stage anymore. And can you go back to living that simple life again when you're
do.
old? Do you think about that?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. My grandparents kind of, well, I mean, you know, they're also like war people. So wartime, my grandmother was like saved everything to a degree. It was hysterical. My grandmother never had a bottle of pop or Coke, whatever, that wasn't flat. They were all flat.
Yeah.
Every single one was flat. And sometimes I think she tried to pretend that she'd get like my grandfather to like tie it as tight as it could, so it seemed like we were cracking the seal. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
sometimes I'd be like, "God damn, this is so tight," because I could tell my
Brand new.
grandfather probably was trying to like, as if it would reenact some sort of compression to make it go
Yeah.
again. But they saved like they were penny pinchers like crazy, and then, you know, at the end of their life, when they had enough money, you know, in the bank account just for them to,
Yeah.
you know, they were never. My grandfather was a firefighter,
Yeah.
and they had 10 kids, so it's not like they ever had a.
Right.
But he did well enough that in the latter years they were good, and she still lived as tight as she'd ever lived.
Yeah.
Probably tighter, if anything.
Yeah.
And I think about that, and I go, well, I bet we could. I mean, the time
Yeah.
will change so much. You won't need bullshit. I mean, don't you stop? You probably don't have a lot of bullshit anyway now, or are you filled with knickknacks?
What do you mean knickknacks?
Like, do you buy a lot of bullshit? Do you buy shit? Do you buy stuff, toys, and
No.
electronics and little knickknacks? You know?
No, I always think like there's been in LA. There's so many house break-ins. You know, like you hear like it's just like this. It's like a racket now. Like
It's a common thing.
yeah, and I always think how disappointed they would be if they got into our house. Like we have a decent house, but there's nothing in it.
You're right.
We don't buy bullshit. We
Right.
don't buy like fancy electronics or jewelry or like paintings or like I don't understand any
What
of
would
that.
I think about that. What would they steal from me? I think about that. We have a safe that has importance in it, like birth certificates and passports and
Right.
family's heirloom stuff like that
Yeah.
we've given. Like if it's jewelry from her grandmother or something, we have that shit in there.
Uh-huh.
More sentimental than
Yeah, but if you don't get to the safe and you're just wandering around the house, it's like
steal a TV.
they're going to be so pissed. They're going to the bad part in my mind of when this goes down, they're going to take a shit in the hallway because they're going to be so pissed off that they got nothing. They're going to be like, "F this guy."
Yeah, screw this guy. Donnie shit in the hallway. We're the hallway boys. Never forget. Officer, they wrote their name in feces in my home. Oh, the hallway boys. Yeah, we
they
know
did
these
that all
guys.
through Encino.
I think about that because a friend of ours just got broken into. But the joke is, it's all inside jobs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they say the high majority of these are someone that's come to work on your house, or you hire someone to come work on your house for miscellaneous nonsense.
Yeah.
And it's not usually them, but it's someone they know that goes, you know what this guy's got?
I thought it was that because they know that they're if it's under a certain dollar amount and there's nothing violent that they get released that night.
Well, they will. That is probably also true, but usually because they know where to steal.
Right.
Right? Because our friends just got robbed a couple months ago,
Mm-hmm.
and they scaled the back wall, patio
Fence.
wall.
Yeah.
And they had to scale a fence to even get in, which is even more impressive because it's surrounded by. I don't know how they did that,
Mm-hmm.
but they scaled their back patio wall, which leads to their bedroom has a patio off of it, and they broke into the small window in the bedroom, went right to one location and stole all the shit that they needed and got out within 10 minutes. This is how fast it was. They left their house to go to dinner, and before they even got to the restaurant, the cops were
Whoa.
called to the home.
Whoa.
So they were
watching and
That's
waiting.
got to be it. Someone was queuing them in.
10 minutes.
Yeah, 10, 15 minutes. They waited for them to leave because they saw them all get in the car. So they obviously knew that it was only so many people living in that home.
Right.
You know, it's
Yeah.
the one thing they said they were happy about was that they didn't hurt the dog. Because sometimes if the
Yeah.
dog's aggressive, they could hurt a dog because they're scared. But they didn't hurt the dog, which I think was huge for my buddy and his wife because she was panicking. The dog is also old, and it's like,
How did they feel about the shit in the hallway?
well, they don't know who to blame.
It could-
Honestly,
the
it could-
dog was so nervous.
Yeah, that could be the dog at some point. That could be honestly anybody at some point.
My pug just got sprayed by a skunk,
Oh my God.
which is not a good breed
Where was this? Yeah.
to get sprayed by a skunk. There's
What's
so many
the-
fat folds
Right.
everywhere on
What's
him.
the protocol? Oh, is it oatmeal?
No, it's hydrogen peroxide, baking soda, and dish soap
No shit.
all mixed together.
What was the oatmeal
that
thing?
effective.
Is that a real thing?
That was chickenpox.
Oh, right.
Oatmeal was chickenpox.
I had to sit in a tub
It
of
used
oatmeal.
it used to be for skunk. It was tomato juice
Oof.
It does say old school remedies include tomato juice or oatmeal,
or
Oh.
oatmeal.
but they're not helpful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Neither is my concoction either. Is 4 times, and he still smells a little like a skunk.
Well, where did it happen?
In our backyard, under the deck, like it went this deck in the back.
Yeah.
It went back there. The pug went back there, acting like a tough guy, barking like crazy, and this skunk hit him with some like gallons of ass juice, just gallons. Like it was freaked out. To the yard still smells
Really?
back there.
Wow.
Like a week and a half later.
Was your dog chasing to get him, or he was just
yeah.
okay?
I
right.
think he thought, he's a pug. He
Right.
didn't even know. One eye's that way, one eye's this way.
They are wanderers.
They really.
I
And
do
not
love
that
to see
bright.
it. No.
And then my wife took him in. Gave him a quick bath. Went back outside to dry him off. He went right back to the skunk area. And it was like nothing. Like you didn't. You didn't realize.
Well, he went back out there for round 2.
Yeah, he wants to make the other eye foggy.
He's a fighter.
He's a fighter.
Did he have to go to the vet? You didn't have to take him to the
No,
vet. He
no
wasn't
vet.
like
No.
didn't infect his eye or anything. I've heard these stories where people's dogs get sprayed and it gets infected in their glands, so they have to go and flush them out and everything. Or like my dog loves to flirt with bees. That's like her favorite thing in the world. I don't know why, but we had a little bee. We had like a something in the yard, and there was like a bunch of bees over by this old fence, and I don't know what had been leaking that like made them so curious, but there was a ton of bees. My dog went right over to it, and I tried to go grab her, and then she came back, smile, stupid face, a bee like in her fur face because she's just shaggy.
Yeah.
And I had to grab it and swat it out of there. But then she's still happy as shit. She has no idea,
Yeah, right,
idiot.
exactly. That was fun.
Yeah, I want to do that again. What are those?
You want to hear a scary bee story?
I do.
And it's really a public service announcement.
Okay.
My producer of my radio show, her mom in Georgia goes outside and bee stings her. And before she knows it, thousands of bees. These bees have nests in the ground. We find out later, 3 giant nests underground. As she swats it, the bees just come out of these nests.
What?
Thousands of bees start stinging this 78-year-old woman. Just a swarm of stinging everywhere. She passes out in the attack and falls on the ground. The Apple Watch sees that you've fallen. It asks, do you want us to call 911? If you don't say no, they call 911.
Whoa.
So the emergency vehicles came in 10 minutes, found her passed out, being stung repeatedly by thousands of bees, and saved her life because of the Apple Watch. So many bees, when they got to the hospital, like took the ride, serviced her, took her in the hospital. They were scooping bees out of her mouth with their hands.
Oh my God.
Saved her life.
This is 2.
Apple Watch.
Apple Watch, and don't move to Georgia. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I've never heard of something so violent in my life.
Is that so insane?
So
She's
live
good now.
underground? They're living below the ground?
They make their whole nests underground.
And this is what kind of bee? This can't be just
it's not a honey bee, a yellow jacket.
Yellow jackets,
Yellow
right.
jacket.
I've seen these.
They can sting repeatedly.
They don't lose their stinger.
The honeybee, yeah, they die. Right, they lose their stinger and die. The yellow jackets can just keep doing it.
Vicious.
And they release a pheromone that says we're under attack, and that's why all the other bees come out.
Oh, my God.
I know. I told my wife, I'm like, I'm going to get you an Apple Watch. She's like, I'm not that old. I don't need an Apple Watch.
No, but
I'm
you
not
are
fall.
defenseless against bees.
I was like, how about you upgrade my Apple Watch on my birthday? Because I feel like I'm on the edge of a fall
any second now.
all day long.
You walking in here, I grabbed your arm. I go, Tom, will you turn on AC, please? No, you know what's so funny is, I've had 2 moments of seeing people get attacked that are allergic to bees, and the panic surrounded that is like nothing I've ever seen before. Because when I was a kid, well, for some reason, people that are allergic to bees, I don't know why or how, but bees
like them.
They love them.
Yeah.
They can't wait to sting those people.
Yeah, my sister's that way.
Like they like you emanate something of maybe fear or but whatever it is. Twice during childhood, we were at like a family party at a park, and a kid got stung by a bee, and the panic. It was like nothing I'd ever seen. As if someone had a heart attack and was ready to die. The freaking out because he's convulsing on the ground. And I was like, I didn't even know bees were out. I was like, where are the bees?
Yeah.
How did the bee find this kid?
I got stung as a kid on my foot and my father, I always remember him taking the beer bottle. He was just sitting in a chair and took a beer bottle and just knocked it off my foot. But it had stung me. And I'm crying and, like 5 years old. And they put me in the bathroom with my foot in the sink. I'm sitting on the counter. And my father's like, you'll be all right. And, okay, all right. I'm just sitting in there. And he left and he came back like 10 minutes later. And his eyes popped out of his head and went, holy shit. And he grabbed me and took me to the hospital. I was just sitting in there blowing up, having allergic reaction.
Oh, wow.
He came in and saw my head and your throat starts to close up. And I'm just like, where are we going, Dad? And he took me to the hospital, and I was having an allergic reaction.
So you are allergic.
I grew out of it.
Oh, you're right. It does.
I got
some people
stung
do.
like as a teenager and no problem.
Well, it's like your immunity now, right? Yeah, that's the vaccine is to get stung.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to carry around an EpiPen.
Yeah.
Funny because I'm allergic to epinephrine, which is a component of that. So I guess I'm dead
How'd
if
you
I'm
find that
allergic to
out?
everything. The dentist.
Oh.
Yeah, one time I went to the dentist and a Novocaine or a local anesthesia had epinephrine in it.
Uh-huh.
And boy, was the reaction very poor.
Like what?
Well, I had like extremely rapid heart rate. My temperature like spiked through the roof, and
Oh,
I started
shit.
sweating. And then my entire the area in which they used. By the way, this as a kid, I feel like I had epinephrine and stuff, and it didn't affect me.
Uh-huh.
And my entire jaw, like this whole side of my face, started to like swell up and then get really numb. So like my eye was closing.
Ah.
It's fucking crazy. But it put me into full panic mode. Like,
Jeez.
also didn't help. I was already, my heart was already
nervous.
rapid.
Yeah.
So then the panic of like, oh my God, am I going to be paralyzed? Like, what's going to happen?
Oh
I
my
couldn't,
God.
I couldn't feel like all the way up through my temple.
Oof.
So now I have to get local anesthesia that is, they have,
Yeah.
epinephrine free or whatever.
I had a sneak attack at my dentist yesterday where I had this tooth that was being replaced. It's so boring, but I just went in there thinking he was just going to look at it. And before I knew it, shots are being taken out. And they went to work on me. And like,
Right.
they're, it's bad when they're giving you like a giant Motrin before your thing.
Oof.
They're like, take this. I'm like, well, I thought we were just going to. I thought I was leaving in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I got stitches in my face.
What did they do? You have a tooth pulled? You have
Yeah, I had a root canal that the root, I didn't know you get a root canal and the root is just now in your head.
Yeah.
And it gets brittle and even through the cap, like it cracked. So they had to extract it and put a new phony thing in. And yesterday they were just cranking in like a screw.
Hate it.
The worst.
I have such panic. I have 3 impacted teeth, and
Yeah.
they've asked me for years to take out my 3 impacted wisdoms,
Uh-huh.
and I just don't. I won't.
Don't.
Do it. Who cares? I
Yeah.
actually said, "Is it a health issue? If it is, I will remove it."
Uh-huh.
And this is my second dentist now because when we moved, I got a new one.
Yeah.
And he was like, "No, it's not going to hurt you or kill you, but it may keep shifting your teeth." I go, "I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't
who
care if they
cares?
become crossed over. I couldn't care less."
I'm in comedy.
Yeah. Yeah.
The funnier looking I am.
It's only a benefit at this point if I have cross tooth syndrome.
Yeah.
I couldn't care less.
If that happens, you realize how many fewer jokes I need to write.
Right. I got 20 more minutes out the gate with my cross tooth.
In here, we pour whiskey.
If you're a golfer, and I'm a golfer, you're always looking to improve your game, hit the ball straighter and further, and not having to worry about all sorts of different adjustments to make a very good shot. So, hey, PXG's got you covered. PXG did a wonderful custom fitting for me. Loved it. Got to go out there to Scottsdale, Arizona. PXG was incredible. And they're now pumping out these new Gen 7 irons, 10 years in the making. PXG Gen 7 irons are the greatest leap forward in technology and performance in PXG history. These are great. They're really phenomenal. They push the ball speed to the official USGA limit. They take it to the limit. These Gen 7 irons deliver groundbreaking new levels of feel, forgiveness, speed, and distance. If you've ever hit a PXG, you already know. They're incredible. Also, the Black Ops irons, which they sent your boy, are incredible. New game improvement at its max. These Black Ops irons are phenomenal. The look, the feel. When you look down at them, smooth, beautiful. And the Black Ops woods are there. You want to crack it off the tee and take it deep. Talk about a victory in engineering from these guys. PXG Black Ops woods. They feature some of the best technology available, and also forgiveness for mishits. We're hitting a lot off the toe, off the tee, or you're inside. Guess what? It helps you out. Upgrade your bag with PXG clubs and take your game to a whole new level. For a limited time, you can save $10 per club. Head over to pxg.com/whiskeyginger and use code whiskeyginger. That's pxg.com/whiskeyginger. Code whiskeyginger to save $10 off per club on your order. pxg.com/whiskeyginger. The code, you know it, it's whiskeyginger. This episode of Whiskey Ginger is brought to you by Squarespace. Hey, I have talked about Squarespace because I believe in it, used it, love it so very much. If you're someone that's looking to build a site, I don't know what you do out there. I don't know what you do. I don't know you. Whether you're a personal trainer, you make pottery out of the comfort of your home, or you're just promotional of your voice. You want to put a blog up there for everybody to read and see, then you must use Squarespace. They have the most incredible technology available for you. Whether you're someone who sells merch, they have Squarespace payments. It's the easiest way to manage your payments in one place with Squarespace. Onboarding is fast and very simple. Plus, you can give your customers more ways to pay with popular methods like Klarna, ACH, Direct Debit, Apple Pay, Afterpay, and ClearPay. They got all that stuff lined up for you to make it very simple and easy to collect if you are selling something. They connect all your social media and multimedia accounts, which is amazing. Whether you're doing video, group chats, I mean, anything. It creates such a simple way to do everything, invoicing clients and great SEO tools so you can get discovered very fast on the interwebs. If you've never tried it, I don't know what you're waiting for. Building a site now is the easiest it's ever been. So go over to squarespace.com/whiskey to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain using that code whiskey. Once again, squarespace.com/whiskey. You're going to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Use that code whiskey.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Yeah, I can't. The health stuff, it gets scarier and scarier now, especially because everything is like, becoming more real, like with my parents too. I was telling him before, I just said that in the couch before. I said, my parents are getting older and it just it sucks so bad because now, all the things you hear about with age and time, I'm seeing firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like a cliche when someone says, do what you love and the money will come, or blah, 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 this too will pass. And you hear all these cliches. And then you do feel these things now. You see them, and you're like, all of it, that's real. Every single piece of it is real.
Yeah.
And the clock is a real thing. So
there's no way around it.
It's shitty, but that's why I said before the show, or to go backwards, it's like, I don't know, be close to them, I guess, if you can be. So I'm trying to work out what my next step of being close to my parents is, because we don't have kids. So I'm like,
that's another cliche.
I should be there.
We moved back to be closer to the
I know, and I'm feeling like we should anyway.
Yeah.
Because why, for me, why not? I don't know. I mean, they're not going anywhere.
Let's talk this through.
Yeah,
Let's talk this through.
Good.
So you go back home.
Yeah, Chicago.
And you live there. It's still a happening city. Good airports. You can fly around and do your stand-up and all that kind of stuff. And I call you, and I'm like, hey, I'd love to come on your pod. And you're like, all right, cool. Can you get to Chicago?
No, I would say I'll just come back to L.A. I would just fly back here and do business, and I schedule it.
Keep a satellite office.
Yeah, schedule it, and then go back when I need to go back.
Right.
Could this work? Probably not. But I'd like it. I wish it could.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it could. The likelihood is slim.
You make the move. You go back. You're like, I just want to be close. And then they get all crotchety and weird, and you're like, what am I doing here?
They're already crotchety and weird, yeah.
What am I doing here?
Yeah.
Right? This is better like 3 times a year.
Eat your food. I become him. What are you guys doing down there?
I told you this story 1,000 times.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I always, I don't know. I mean,
do
they really want you around?
Well, yeah, a little bit. I mean, there's a guilt because I left when I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
I never lived back in Chicago.
Yeah.
Ever again. Mm-hmm. So there is a guilt that I have. They don't put it on me. But also because this career is so go, 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 gone, gone, gone. I got back last night. I'm leaving tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's almost like, after 30 years, don't you feel like you were just in New York at the Cellar 2 seconds ago?
Oh, yeah.
And it's gone. And now it's a new and an F and another and another.
I'm going back tomorrow.
Yeah. See what I mean? It's like, wasn't I there last night? It's like, no, I don't think so. But it's just such a constant gone that I feel like, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out how do I balance the two, which I think everybody is, no matter what career you have. Everyone in life is trying to figure out how that family time balance.
Well, there is that nice thing. There is definitely that nice thing. I was watching Moonstruck the other night.
It's a great movie.
One of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
And as an Italian American, it resonates really deeply. And just seeing that thing of the multi-generations, they're all annoyed. That's why it's a comedy.
Right.
They're all annoyed. They're all like whatever. But there's also love there. And I think, like, have we lost something in that we don't all live, all these generations aren't living within 2 square blocks of each other? Because that is very rich.
Well, I will tell you. Did you see Life in the Blue Zones? Did you watch that documentary?
Yes.
One of the main components of longevity is community, family and community together.
Right.
That multi-generations, because they live within proximity of each other, they live longer because they're with blood longer, and it helps. They do say that is one of the top 3 components, I think it was. It was like diet, constant movement, and community were top.
But the ego part of your show business life, when you roll back into Chicago and the family's there and they're like, oh, he came home.
Yeah.
you're kind of a star within the family because
Sure.
you're not there all the time. You make every one of those shitty birthday parties. Are they going to care that you're there?
That's true. You know what, Tom? I'm staying in L.A.
Me too.
I'm not going
I'm
anywhere.
not going till you
know
go.
what? Cheers. We're not going anywhere.
Oh, it's sunny. Come on.
Screw you guys. No, it is true.
Palm trees, movie stars.
When you're around all the time, they probably it's not as special. It is nice to be this special, pop home.
Yeah.
Also, the more I travel now, like I'm spending in this Midwest tour I'm doing right now, I'm using Chicago as my satellite. So I'm just popping home, going out, popping home, instead of going
Right.
all the way back west.
Yeah, because I always have these fantasies of, when you travel someplace and you're like, what if we lived here?
Right, yeah,
What
yeah.
if we lived here?
I've done that.
You don't have to live these places.
No, you
you
have
don't
to-
need to go get a house and a mortgage. Visit. If
Just
you really love
hang
that
out.
place, go there more often than not.
Do you keep a place in New York?
No.
You did, didn't
I
you?
did for
yeah,
years,
you did.
yeah.
What you were just over it.
No, it just got to a point where we had a great place in New York that was very expensive. And my kids were going to school there, and then we'd come here, and they go to school here. And we were back and forth, and it got to a point where we needed to settle. They needed friends and a regular routine. And the family as a whole chose L.A.
Yeah.
over New York. And the place in New York was too expensive to just keep as a place you would go to once in a while.
Sure.
So we just shut it down. Damn. And but now that the kids are back there, now I'm playing around with the idea of like renting a small spot there again.
Do it.
You
Do
know what
it.
I mean?
Yeah, do it for me.
For you?
Yeah, well, I'll crash there too.
Yeah, it would
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah, have a little spot,
I know.
a little sexy spot to crash out, little hideaway.
Yeah. I do like the hotel when I travel solo. I love the act of going to a hotel where everyone knows you.
Yeah.
And you walk in and the doormen know you and
Love.
you know the people behind the counter and it's just beautiful. I know where the outlets work. It's close as close to an apartment as I can
Correct.
get.
Right.
But when I travel with the family, as I will be tomorrow, and my daughter is going to come up from school and all, it's like 2 hotel rooms in a nice hotel in New York.
Yeah.
That's
Charge up that credit card, Dad.
Yeah, exactly.
That's okay.
As she's postmating to her room.
Right. Walk outside. There's food everywhere. She's like, nah, I want it to come to me.
Yeah.
Bring it to me to the hotel.
Yeah.
No, I do get that. But the hotel life, someone said to me one time, I was back home and they were like, I was talking about jumping around the country and they're like, yeah, but you're in nice hotels. What do you care? I said, dude, I don't care how nice the hotel is.
Yeah.
At some point, it's just a room with a bed. I've been in all of them. I've been in the shittiest of the
Yep.
shittiest and the nicest of the nicest. It doesn't matter because it's not home. So it doesn't.
Yeah.
The feeling. No, the nicest sheets in the world could never compare to being at home.
No, you're
And,
right.
and my sheets at home are way shittier than the ones I at nice hotels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's
No,
meaningless.
I was just away for like 10 days, and I was tired. And I'm like, why? I've adjusted to the time change. Like, why am I still wiped? I'm working out. I'm not drinking. And it was because I was away.
Yeah.
It's still taxing your system to be, where am I eating? I get to the hotel.
Right.
I get in the elevator. Like, it's not the same as being
No.
home. But if we can go way back to the beginning of the conversation of your advice on Thanksgiving, your advice was, no, you stay in LA and have your Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You're not going to be a stranger back east at your family's house.
Right.
So I guess maybe we just made the right move.
You are the host.
Yeah.
And you're the main host of the most.
Yeah.
And who's going to do turkey and bread better? Who's going to bake bread the way you're going to bake bread?
And planes don't just go from LA to New York. They come this way too.
They always come this way.
They're happy. I'd love to have them.
Yeah, come on, guys. So for Tom's family, you have to come out here. You don't have a choice. Well, this is our first year. We're doing Christmas at our house. This is our first year
Ooh.
because we usually do 1 year at her family, next year at mine. You know, we usually
Yeah.
do that. And this was the first year we're going to do a combo at everyone comes to us.
You're going to be so happy.
I'm
You're-
already pretty excited.
You're never going to go back.
Nah, I don't want to go back. Well,
It's the first time you do that,
yeah,
you realize how much energy you were dumping all those other years.
right.
The travel, the packing up the presents.
Ugh.
You're going to be so happy.
You come to us.
Oh, it's
yeah,
going to be.
I'm very excited.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, my dad was like, at first I thought I'm not going to be able to sell them on the no snow. Like, because they both live in snow cities.
Yeah.
So a white Christmas will
Yeah.
definitely not happen.
Yeah.
And I thought I was going to have a whole thing with my dad with the no snow thing. And I was like, is that something you'd be interested in? He's like, hot tub, for Christmas? Yeah, I'm very interested in it. I was like,
that's great.
You got it, baby.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was like, can we golf in December? I was like, oh yeah, we can. He's like, oh my God, I can't wait to be out there. I was like, all right, we're going to go.
You're going to be so
It was an
happy.
easy sell. I thought it wasn't going to be
Yeah.
easy, but this will be our first year. So what I will do is, at some point, employ you to give me Christmas bread of some kind, and I'll pay you handsomely.
You just ask, and I'm cranking out more bread than I have friends.
You're the kingmaker of bread.
I
And
will-
by the way, listen to the pod, Breaking Bread.
Yeah.
On is it on ATC's network, isn't it?
Kind of.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's on your channel.
Yeah,
not
it's
on
on
their
my
channel.
and my
Okay.
YouTube and Spotify.
Well, please listen to it because I've done it. It's a great show. And also go see Tom live. Obviously, his website is
Tom Papa.
tompapa.com. But more importantly, we really want everyone here to take some time and go watch his new special, Home Free.
On the Netflix.
On the Netflixes.
Wow.
Leave a comment below. Spread the word. Let everybody know how much you love Tom Papa as much as I do. I
We're
wanna
really
thank
good
you.
together.
We are. Yeah, we really are. Aren't
I
we?
know. Yeah.
I mean, we should spend more time together, but here you are, always jet setting around the world. And
You got to go see your parents.
well, yeah. Also, this year I'm gone the whole month of November. I go down to Australia, New Zealand, and
Whoa.
Singapore.
Whoa.
Had no idea.
Acting or stand up?
Stand up, yeah. With
Wow.
me, Bobby and I are doing we were gonna do Australia, then we canceled, so we owe these dates, which we wanted to do anyway, but we kept putting it off until now. So we're finally going down, and someone promoter was like, "Would you guys stop by Singapore?" I was like, "Well, I've never been.
Yeah.
What an opportunity to see it, I guess. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know. I've
that
heard
sounds
it's
great.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
So the whole month of November gone, but I'm back in December, and I'll be ringing your phone to say, more bread, please.
I will give you bread. I'm making a lot of it.
You're the bread god.
I'd be more than happy to give your family bread.
Go see him on tour. Please watch his special on Netflix and spread the word. Thank you. I appreciate you. We end the show the same way. You look into that camera, and you say one word or one phrase to end the episode. It'll be cemented in history forever whenever you're ready.
Ready? Mm-hmm. Pumpkin spice.
No! No!
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.